Okay, so the humans are on their way to Tree Town, and at this point in the show, we have a very highly choreographed sequence where one by one, almost every surviving character we've met so far is brutally murdered by a human. It's very theatrical. And of course, to stage that, we sort of need... Okay, but... I believe in the power of the written word, so tonight, I present to you a massacre of the mind. One moment. Okay, here we go. Whack! The humans arrive! Pandemonium! We see a tree being dragged across the ground. A human child walks by and swings her axe into a tree. The axe gets stuck and the tree cries out, Farmer Todd, it wails, help me, Farmer Todd. And Farmer Todd walks by and says, oh, my poor little one, let me help you. And then he pulls out a chainsaw. Have you ever seen a chainsaw? So that tree's dead. And then a car drives across the stage with a tree hits to the top. In production, this will be an actual car because Back to the Future's closing and no one else needs a fucking DeLorean. Anyway. Backstage at the pageant, Mayor Maple and Mrs. Fraser are making out when Mayor Maple gets hit in the head with a throwing axe, and Mrs. Fraser's like, oh no, it turns out completely ignoring the situation didn't work at all, it didn't work at all! And then she's blooded to death with a star, that bitch! Sorry. Small Paul enters. He's looking for Virginia, and he's looking hideous. Enough of him for now. Next, we do a few callbacks to some jokes from earlier in the show, which you're not familiar with because we didn't do them, because this is a concert at 54 Below, not a 201 showcase at UCB. Anyway, next bit. All right, so there's a guy that's chopping down a tree with a tiny axe, and some chick is like, now that's not an axe. And then he pulls out a guitar and starts shredding, and she's like, now that's an axe. Next, Buck abandons Virginia like we all knew he was going to because all bullies are fundamentally what? Cowards. And then he dies gratuitously. But Virginia escapes into the chaos. And then I try to imagine how you all might see this scene. Just a wonderful day out at a lovely tree farm in the Christmas season. A family poses for a photo. An elderly couple passes out candy canes. A man pisses on the corpse of my uncle. It's not Uncle Gus. Actually, it can be Uncle Gus. No one cares. No one's tracking. And then, thank you. From across the dance floor, Small Paul spots Virginia.